Hello to all of my peeps. It's so good to see you here today from my chair. Talks with my bestie, episode 3. And yes, we have changed locations. We're at Joanna's house. This is my bestie, Joanna Burt. We're at her house. Yes, we're on our kickabout clothes, just chilling, having a good time. Who knows what's going to go on? The dogs might bark, the roosters may crow, but whatever. The kitty cat could, oh my word. What do we do with the kitty cat? The kitty cat could come. You just never know.
Yes.
I know, but it's just so much fun. I'm enjoying myself so much. Thank you for joining us once again for these. We're just trying to be a help to our peeps, and we've got some solutions. Again, please go back and watch the last few of these, and just as you listen to them, know that we're just trying to help. It's just like, you know, a smorgasbord. Just pick what you want and leave the rest. And so I'm so excited about that. I want you, if you would, Joanna, give us an overview. And look, this will not be enough. You please go back and watch the other 2 episodes. It's fun. They're really fun. And yes, they're so helpful. There's so many things in there to help us. But I want Joanna to give us a brief overview of the first 2 episodes. And then we'll come. We've got some things, as you see, we've got some things we want to show you, and some things that we want to talk to you about today. So give us an overview, if you would, please.
All right, so in episode 1 and 2, we went back and, well, I kind of shared my story of how I got into this, how I got into looking for a solution or solutions,
Yes.
how I was going to fix myself or whatever. This was something that I went through a journey. Again, in the first episode, I explained a little bit more in detail, a journey of some major health issues, just some interesting things going on. Doctors really couldn't tell me what was going on, except that I was fine. All the blood work came back great.
Yeah.
But nothing explained the racing heart, the lack of sleep, the anxiety, just so many different things. And then the biggest issue on mine got to be asthma.
You could not breathe.
I could not breathe. I was having the hardest time just walking into school to teach. I would have to stop, catch my breath, and so I'd always struggled with asthma, but never to that extent. Never had all these other issues. So what I had to do was I had to start on a journey. And again, God put some people in my path, some different materials in my path that helped me to realize that something else was going on. I wasn't crazy, because that was the first thing I thought. When you go to the doctor's office and they're like, "You're fine." It's like, I don't feel fine.
You're not crazy.
You're not crazy.
Please know that. Yeah,
you're not crazy.
No.
And I dare say, the longer I've gone through my journey, and Miss Edge and I here have gone through this journey, that the more people I'm meeting everywhere, they're like, "That's me. I've done that too."
Yeah.
Or maybe they've already found their solutions, and they're like, "Yeah, I was there."
Do you feel like, Joanna, it's because they don't want to talk about it, because I don't want to talk about this because it's just in my head, and it's just
I think
why don't people want to talk about it?
I think that's part of it. Is we're embarrassed, or we're
That's the word.
And
That's
I think
word.
if you struggle with depression, anxiety, any of those, many times we've been trained that goes back to we're not trusting in God enough.
Wow.
And that could be the case very
Right,
well, and I'm
right.
definitely not counteracting that. You've got to trust the Lord. You've got to. But many times we're looking at good solid Christians that have had a close walk with the Lord for a very long time, and yet here you find yourself in some very difficult times, and you're thinking, okay, is this me? Am I,
Right.
And so I think maybe that's why, as women, we don't like to admit that we've got some failures here, or something's not clicking for us. We're not Wonder Woman anymore.
Right.
We can't keep going. Can't keep just pulling ourselves up. And so maybe that's why we don't talk. But the more I've gone through this journey, the more people I've opened up about it, the more people have come and said, "Oh, me too. Yes, I went through that," or "I'm still going through that," or "I'm starting to go down this process, this journey." And so it's been really very eye-opening to see that so many women, especially around this age, start going through issues. Or I talk to older women who are like, "Oh yeah, I've had that issue for years,"
Right.
or for decades. And the sad thing is that as I'm learning, there's help for it. There are things you can do, but not a lot of people talk about it.
True.
And so that's why we're here.
Yes.
Last week we also talked about the first step, which is our diet.
Yes. Okay.
The diet has to be there. You've got to develop a clean diet. We went through that in the last episode, so absolutely go there. And that was just the beginning. I couldn't possibly tell you everything, but that's where you have to do some research and get out there. Okay, what do I need to change in the diet? What do I need to do to make this better?
Yeah. She talked a lot about adrenal fatigue. And I want you to look that up. I really do. I feel like when you start looking at your symptoms, just like I did, I feel like you're going to look and say, oh my word, these things that have happened. And I will say this, a lot of times big life events, I've noticed, a death, I've noticed, a loss of some kind,
Yes.
An emergency situation, maybe cancer. Maybe you're having to, or have the opportunity to take care of your parents or something like that. All of those are pulling on your adrenals because they're going into hyperactivity,
Right.
you know. And one of the things that I love that she said a couple weeks ago was rest. Rest, to me, as I'm reading this, rest is so key
Yes.
in healing the adrenals.
It is.
And I love that. I like to rest. I like a nap. I like to lay on my couch for a little while
Yes.
every day. I'm sorry. It's not like, look, okay, stop. It's not lazy.
No.
It's not. I'm so sick of that. Oh, you're lazy if you go home and lay down. No, you're not lazy.
No.
Honestly, I do it to I don't know, decompress from the day and get ready for supper, for my man coming home, my hunka burning love to come home, and me to get supper done. You're not bad or evil or wicked if you have to lay down for a little bit.
Absolutely.
It's healing for us. So yeah, there are solutions out there that are more, and don't be mad at me, more than just popping a pill. I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying, do your research. Please do your research. She gave us an amazing website to go look at. Search it out. I'm so excited. So you talked about the diet. You wanted us to make some swaps, right?
Right. Just
Okay.
starting with small swaps.
Yes.
Let's just start swapping some things that have preservatives for something that doesn't have preservatives.
Right.
Let's start swapping more fresh food, more whole food. They call it. There's actually a whole food diet. I'm not referring to a diet
Right.
as much as just this lifestyle.
Right.
Let's start eating better. The way our forefathers always said.
Oh, wow.
That we've got to go back to that. So.
And I love the homework that she gave us from last week. Your food journal. How did that candy bar make you feel? I'm just asking. How did that diet soda make you feel after you drank it? I know, I have no room to talk. About. But how did it? How did it make you feel? Did it give you a headache? Did it make you feel drained? That type of thing. That's so important. And that way you can look at it and start pinpointing, hey, this does something to me. Because watch, when you figure out that something does something to you and what it does, then you'll be more apt to, and it will be easier to lay that aside and say, this is not worth it. This really is not worth it. I'll tell you what I did. I told you last week about a gluten-free fig bar. And it's got to where that's I look forward to that when I get home. And it's fantastic. It's delicious. But it doesn't weigh on me. It doesn't make me feel, groggy and ucky for the rest of the afternoon. Because I don't know, when I get home from school, I'm having it. I gotta have something. And but that food journal, how did this meal make you feel? And as you journal that, that's going to be so helpful. So let's get on to our topic for today. Joanna, you talked about diet. That's fantastic. I love that. But are there other things that we can do physically to help us in these spaces of depression, anxiety, things like that, other than food? Are there any other things that we can do?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, tell us.
And there are many other things that we need to be doing. Now, the food is key. I can't stress that enough. If we don't change our diets, anything else we do is going to maybe Band-Aid it, but it's not going to fix it.
Ooh, interesting.
So the diet is very key, but there's probably, and especially if you're already suffering from different symptoms and things like that, there's going to be some other things that are needful. So my journey down this kind of started with the not being able to breathe, and so. Someone recommended to me, hey, have you tried this oil? Now,
oils, okay, all right, here we go.
Okay.
I've got us some oils.
All
You're like, what in the world are you talking about? Okay, slide your oil.
Okay, I have
this
my
is,
little
yes, this is a
diffuser.
diffuser, okay? This is a diffuser. Yes, you need to see it. This is a diffuser. And you plug it in. There's oils, you can get them at the Walmart. You can order them online. But these are just oils. They're called essential oils, correct?
Right.
That's what she's talking about. So when you hear the word oils, it's not the Crisco. It's not the Crisco. She ain't talking about Crisco, okay? She is talking about essential oils that you diffuse, get in a diffuser. And again, you can buy them at the Walmart and things like that. And but that's what she's talking about. Okay, how did your journey begin with that?
Well, first, actually, a family member brought to me, they're like, hey, we use this essential oil to help our daughter with, she had a bad asthmatic bronchitis type cough, and it helps her with that. I thought, well, at this point, I'm willing to try anything.
Because you could not breathe.
I could not breathe,
No.
and so, and the inhalers weren't helping, the steroids weren't helping. So I was like, okay, well, let me just try it. And so I diffused it, which, you know, you can buy diffusers. Many of you are probably familiar, but if you're not, diffusers that come in all shapes, all sizes. They're for any size room. You can buy them pretty much anywhere. You can get Walmart, Amazon. I mean, you can get wherever you want to find a diffuser. So I had a little diffuser already. Someone had gotten me, didn't ever use it, didn't know anything about it. And so I started diffusing it at night, and I noticed, yes, I can breathe when I diffuse that. So I didn't know much about them at the time. It's kind of humorous to think back. I would carry my little bottle, and if I got really bad having an attack, I would just breathe in the bottle. And which you can do that. That's actually a way you can do it.
Yeah, you can.
But then I was like, well, maybe I should just rub it on my chest or whatever.
Yeah.
That helped even better.
Wow.
So then I was like, okay, there's something to these. And so I had some very dear friends, very key influential people that began to instruct me in these. And there's so many things that you can do with essential oils that will help. And again, I'm not selling any one or anything, but I would tell you, you need to be very careful that you get a pure plant, especially if you ever plan to ingest it, and that's a whole other topic, but for topical use and things like that. And then I learned that there were some that specifically targeted anxiety, specifically targeted the heart racing, things like that. And I began to use them more and more down this, and through that I began to learn about that all tied into this hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
And that was one thing that, as I started reading the symptoms of hormonal imbalance, it tied in with the adrenal fatigue. It tied in, and I was like, "That's me."
It's all together.
This is all together.
Yeah.
So I was recommended to read a book, and I'm going to recommend this book for you too. And actually, I'm going to let Miss Edge take over here, because I first got this book. Somebody told me, he's like, "You need to read this book." I read this book and thought, this is life changing. Yeah. If you have not read this book, you've got to read. If you're a woman of any age, if you're 20 and above, I would say you need to read this book. Yes. And so I got Miss Edge on it, and I'll let her tell how I got her on this book.
Well, the book is called "What Your Doctor May Not Tell You About Premenopause: Balance Your Hormones in Your Life from 30 to 50." John R. Lee, MD. I'll put it as a thing down in the comments. Back in I don't know, it's been a couple years ago, several years ago, 2018 maybe. 2019, 2018. And I told you this story before, but my son was singing, and he locked his knees, and he fell to the ground. I've told you this story before. I think it's the episode maybe Just Sit With Me. I tell you the story, and he fell. He fell down some stairs, and it rocked my world. It did. It rocked my, and I could not get over it. I really could not get over it, and she tried everything in the world to try to help me get over it. I did. I tried. I did. I just could not get over it. One afternoon, I think it was afternoon, I found myself. I know. Just hang with me, all right? You know, you love me. I know you love me. I found myself in our closet. And the reason I was in our closet is because my hunka and my son, they were all out in the living room, and I did not want to discuss this in front of them because I'm sobbing. I'm sitting in the closet, and Joanna's like, we have to fix this. I got a hold of a book, and I feel like that this is a part of what's going on. It's hormones. It's premenopausal stuff, and it's hormones. And so again, I'm sobbing. I cannot get over this. So she sent me the book like the next day. She sent me the book like the next day.
Rush.
Yes, definitely. She sent me the book like the next day. I'm telling you the truth. You got to get it. You got to get it. 30 to 50, ages 30 to 50. But if I would have known, you know, then what I know now from this about how hormones play such a role in the adrenals, in depression, in anxiety, things would be different. I really think that. I really feel that. You know, we're finding that people are coming to us with female issues, and the doctor's first response is, you know, let's start cutting, let's start pulling, let's start removing, let's read this first, please. Please read this first. That's not always the solution. Again, we're not medical experts, but that's not always a solution. If you struggle with infertility, read this first. Read it. Please read it. There's so many amazing things in this book. And again, I'll put it in the comment section, but the title is What Your Doctor May Not Tell You About Premenopause. It's life-changing. Seriously, it is. It's life-changing. And I don't say that about many books other than God's Word.
Yes,
other than God's Word, I don't say that about many books. That's life-changing.
That was the book that I also used to change my diet, because it goes into that in great detail. So I use that as well in part of the journey. There's also another one, What Your Doctor May Not Tell You About Menopause.
Right.
So for 50 and above, you know, so if you're already past that stage of life, it's another good book.
We'll have to get that.
Yeah. Won't be long.
We'll have to get that one too, won't we?
Probably so.
Oh my
Anyway,
word.
so that book definitely started me on a journey, and I will tell you, it is a journey.
Yes.
And you're
my.
and you're gonna have to find some help getting through this journey. This was not something I would love to counsel you further in all the vitamins and things that you need to take, but honestly I cannot, because I'm going on the journey myself.
Right.
But what you need to do is find you some help. There's so many good articles and things on the internet. Obviously, you have to be careful and choose the Dr. Axe, DRAXE.com. I love that website, but there are many, many more. Many more that we absolutely love, that have some just good information.
Yeah.
And then I would encourage you, read this book. There's also another one, the Dr. Josh Axe. We love this.
I know. I love this book.
It's called Ancient Remedies. And so basically it just goes through anything, any kind of sickness, illness, and how to cure it with natural means. Things that aren't going to cause more issues from the results of them than you had to start with.
Right. Well, like an example, okay, the other day, Caleb, her son's name's Caleb too, so I got to say my Caleb. My Caleb he spiked a fever. It wasn't COVID, don't freak out. He spiked a fever. And I didn't call anybody, didn't call the doctor. I looked in my Ancient Remedies. This was another, was it a birthday present? I think it was a birthday present. She loves giving me books that change my life. And they do. I looked in this, and I'm like, what should I do for a fever? And because I didn't want to just, I'm sorry, I did not want to just shove pills down the boy's throat. He's 15. I've got to be careful what I put down that boy's throat. And because I'm affecting him later. So what I did was, I gave him an Epsom salt bath, and I pulled out my peppermint oil, and I dumped peppermint oil, a little bit of peppermint oil with the Epsom salt, and within about 15 minutes, his fever was gone. It's gone, and I did the digital, I'm not just making it up. My husband, a couple days ago, he hurt his foot, and the top of it going up a ladder, I put some eucalyptus with some coconut oil, and I've been rubbing it on him for days. We didn't spend a $45 copay to go to the doctor for them to put pills down his throat. I'm not being ugly, and I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you, there's some resources out there that could help you with solutions other than just, oh my word, I don't know what to do, I'm going to take something. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do, let me call my doctor. And you need to, that's good, that's fine. But if there's something else that you could do, why wouldn't you possibly try it? Okay.
Right.
Now, in an emergency, dial 911. In an emergency, dial 911. So what else? What else, Joanna? This is good stuff.
Again, you know, and the doctors are, you know, we both use doctors.
Yes, we do. We do.
We
I
use
have my
doctors.
appointment next month. Yes, I do.
Right. But with these issues, this was stuff that I've been to the doctor,
Right.
and I couldn't get any help. So on my journey, as I began to look, I had to find myself someone, or actually I didn't, God just brought this person across my path, but one of the things I started getting into was reflexology. I knew nothing of it before, but there's so many different natural things you can do, from chiropractic care, reflexology, there's naturopaths out there, there's medical doctors that have a homeopathic degree or things, and so what you have to do is you got to find yourself someone that can help you and say, hey, you are deficient in this vitamin or this vitamin, this will help you. Now these books here will get you on the path, but I strongly recommend finding someone that can help you get to the next level with it. They can recommend, hey, we can cure this, or we can fix this issue here with, you know, this, and you know, a little extra. Sometimes it's as simple as, you know, you need a B vitamin and a couple extra B vitamins, maybe some more vitamin C. Maybe there's so many different herbs out there that can help. One that I think of many times is ashwagandha.
Oh, I got my ashwagandha. Yes, I got my ashwagandha. Yes.
That's just one that's excellent for helping to balance hormones and
depression.
And depression, yes. And the reason why it works on the depression, it doesn't make you not depressed as much as it starts bringing your hormones down.
Right.
And sometimes part of our issue is we're not well.
Yes.
We're not well, and that's causing the depression. That's causing the anxiety.
Yes.
That's causing these things. And again, you know, it can be triggered by big life events. I understand that, but and it can also be triggered by a walk that's not where it needs to be with God.
Wow.
But then there's those times when it's a physical thing. So what physical things can I do to bring this back in? What can I do to help? And again, there's so many vitamins, and we couldn't begin to go through.
Well, some of mine, that when she gave me the book, when she bought me the book, the first thing I did was, I'm just being straight with you, I looked up depression and what is a natural ancient remedy solution for depression. Because you know, we've been talking about it. Just going through these what we would call dark spaces, I'm ready to get out. I was just ready to get out of it, out of these dark spaces, and I'm like, I've got to do something. And that's where some of the essential oils come in. The diffuser. Let me say something about the diffuser. Pull it back over. The diffuser, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, all it is water, and then a few drops of the oils that we were talking about, and then it boils. It steams up.
It's not even boiled. It's not hot.
No, it's not hot at all.
A child could knock it over and it just make
it's not hot water at all. No,
right. It's just steam.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I leave mine on 24/7 at my house. My pastor has one in his office. We have one in the classroom. She's got one in her classroom, and we just diffuse different oils because different oils do different things based on what you need. And but anyhow, I wanted to show that and what it did, because you know, people are like, I don't want to plug that in and leave it on. It's not hot water. It's not boiling water. It's steam. That's really all it is.
I guess you would call it a vapor.
A vapor, that's good. Really steam, but no, the first thing I did, like she talked about the ashwagandha, but the first thing I did was fish oil. I'm like, I got to take my fish oil, and then the ginkgo biloba. The St. John's wort, just some things that I could start using to balance out the hormones and the depression and things, and it helps. It helps. Was it like, oh, you were all of a sudden happy and all that? No.
It's a journey.
It is a journey. I didn't get this way just like that, so I'm not going to get out of this way just like that. So every day I just take the recommended milligrams or micrograms every day, and I just do what I'm supposed to do, and it's helping me move through these spaces in ways that I would never have been able to move through these spaces.
Yeah.
So I just had to put that in there.
Absolutely, and that's what this journey was, and is. Like I said, I'm still
we're in it. Yeah.
We're in it, and I don't know that you're ever going to be out of the journey.
Right.
However, you're going to see some beautiful light at the end of your tunnel.
Yeah, definitely.
There's going to be some light, and I don't think you have to walk through the tunnel the whole time
No.
either.
I don't either.
You're going to be okay. Now there are with these natural remedies and things and the oils and stuff. A lot of the oils you can learn about them more online. These different websites, which ones to use. Many of them will help balance out hormones and things. However, in our process of balancing out hormones, one of the reasons why our hormones are so messed up and why they're pulling on our adrenal glands and why they're causing infertility, why they're causing depression, anxiety, and all this stuff is because of, I think, I don't know the exact terminology, but basically there are fake hormones in all of the chemicals around us. So anything from your laundry detergent to your hand soap, your body washes, your hairsprays, your makeup, anything your body touches or breathes in or is in contact with. Even this book will talk about polyester and just different fabrics that are on your body. There's chemicals in every single one.
Yeah.
All of these chemicals from the time you were born and you were exposed to all these have been adding up, affecting our bodies.
True.
And this is one of the reasons why it's rampant these days of women being out of balance hormonally. So one of the things that will have to happen too as you go on this journey and find some things to bring your body back in balance, you're eating a clean diet, keeping those things away, we're also going to have to start eliminating some of the chemicals around us. Now, this obviously cannot happen overnight.
Right.
You can't. I don't recommend just running in, throwing everything in your house away, and rebuy. You may not have the money for that. Now, if you've got the money for that,
go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I just started doing, I started making swaps. Now, it was a little bit easier for us because I already had some children and my husband with a few skin issues anyway. So we were already using like a free and clear detergent, that kind of thing. But I had to go away from the hand soaps. I went with a free and clear hand soap. Miss Edge here has a body wash that she found that's more no sulfates, no parabens, no dyes, those kind of things.
And it was at the Walmart for $7 and something. I was paying, I don't know, $12, $13 for smelly good stuff, and I'm like, I've needed to start swapping, because she's been trying to help me swap things to get the chemicals just off and out. And just to try to balance things out. Again, I'll say, when you get sick of it, I'm just being serious.
Yeah.
When you get sick of how you feel, you're gonna want to do some things to fix it. And honestly, and Joanna knows this, I was sick of how I was feeling every day, and it's like I should not have to feel this way every day. I want to be on top side. I want to be, serving the Lord with all my heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. And it's like, how can you do that when you just feel like garbage all the time? And it's like, so you know what? I'm going to start just little switches. From what she said, I went and I found this, and I love it. It smells good. It don't smell like, a doctor's office or anything. It smells really good. And but I did that too as far as the laundry detergent. My son has a skin allergy to things, and so free and clear. I found some free and clear detergent, some free and clear fabric softener stuff, and it's clearing him up. And I use it too. And I'm like, the little things that we can do, little swaps that we can make here and there, just to get the chemicals. Start ridding ourselves of chemicals.
Think everywhere, like even your cleaning materials.
Oh yeah.
The cleaning materials are just full of toxins. And we're going to spray everything down, or we're going to mop everything with it, and then you're walking on it, you're absorbing it, and they're just not good for us, and they are contributing to throwing our hormones out of balance. And so that was one thing I did. I swapped. You'd be surprised what vinegar can clean. Vinegar is a great cleaner. Doesn't always smell the greatest, but that's where your oils come in, a lemon oil, an orange oil, all of those mixed with a little. I love oregano for cleaning because it kills viruses, it kills bacteria. You can put it in your vinegar and clean with that. You don't have to sacrifice your clean and all that, but you're just looking for ways to make your chemical overload stop. We've got to get rid of all these chemicals that are causing these issues.
Wow,
So.
that's fantastic. We've given you a lot. We've given you a lot. I know it's a lot to tackle, but you know what? It's what what we are going through. There's just a time when I'm tired of this. I'm just tired of this. God, He made us. We're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Oh, absolutely.
He made us so intricate. I love what she said. I don't know if it was just when we're talking, but all the systems in your body are just connected somehow, some way. And let's treat them like that, and treat ourselves carefully. I think sometimes we get so worried and frustrated dealing with everybody's everything that we fail to stop and take care of us. I'm so busy taking care of you and mine and her and him and him and him. I fail to take the time necessary and needed to take care of me. She's taught me that. She is teaching me that. I'm not good at it, but I'm working on it. But what I'm learning is that when I take time to take care of me, I can take care of other people in my realm so much better. And I go back to the nap. I go back to just laying down. These oils and things. I'm shocked. I mean, Pastor, my husband is just, I will need some oils too.
Yeah.
Just trying to get this stuff out because it helps him. And I just started just little bits here and there, just diffusing some lemongrass here and there. That smells good. My father-in-law has breathing issues and a lung disease and things, and it helps him breathe better. I don't know what it is that you need this stuff for, but it could be that it could help you. I don't know, but it's a smorgasbord. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, and we're saying here. Take it. This is what we've learned. This is what we are learning. Take it and try to do something amazing with it. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to do something amazing to help you so that you can serve Christ better. Absolutely. That's what the goal is. Right. Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. Well, if you can't follow me because I'm on the sideline, because I'm all pooped out, then how are you going to follow Christ like you're supposed to? Now, I want to follow Christ in the best way that I can, and that's I have to keep my temple, my body, as close to Christ as I can. So just some things that we want you to look at and to study. Do your research. And anything else you need to add?
Now, I would just say find the journey, though. Find you some people that can help you, get somebody and keep you accountable with it. And there's so many resources out there. Yeah. And there are naturopaths and things out there that can help you down this, if you choose to go this route. Yeah. They can help you. Yeah. They're a little harder to find. Yeah. Sometimes, the insurance may not cover certain ones.
True
that kind of thing. But again, I found in my own personal, I was at least getting answers. Yeah. I was getting somewhere with it. And so that's what I wanted. So start your journey. Yeah. Whether again you take everything we're saying or one little piece of what we're saying, right. any of that. Start the journey. Find somebody that can help you.
Yes. With it. Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. I'm glad you got to meet my bestie finally. And let's pray and we'll go. Lord Jesus, we love you. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. Lord, I pray for my peeps. So much information but so many good things. I pray that you would help us sift through it. I pray that those that are struggling through this would seek out some help and get some things cared for so that they could be the best person that they need to be for you and for your service. And we do think, Lord, about Lydia. I pray that you would continue to heal her of her leukemia. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Now go be amazing today.